Hello and welcome back to the Sports Centre. So the Premier League is back. We've had the opening fixtures bar one, which happens tonight, and that is Leeds versus Everton. Bit of a mixed bag really, wasn't it? We had some good fixtures. You know, there was a 6-goal thriller at Anfield on the Friday night, and then we had some kind of dull, not so entertaining games, especially on the Sunday. We had the Arsenal Man U game, which, to be fair, I thought was a pretty good game. I thought Man U played a hell of a lot better than what they played last season. And the other fixture on the Sunday, which wasn't that thrilling, which I personally watched, was Chelsea versus Crystal Palace. And one thing that stood out for me more than anything, and as if we didn't know it already, is that Chelsea need a new goalkeeper, because Robert Sánchez is a fucking liability. And if Chelsea are going to win anything in terms of major honours this season, they need to be getting a new goalkeeper. Palace had a goal ruled out in that game, which, for those of you who've seen it, I think you've all got to agree, and Chelsea fans, you got away with one there. That should have been a goal. And look, the letter of the law states that because of where Mark Gay was, it wasn't a goal, but ultimately, what stood out for me, especially on that goal, and there was another incident which I'm going to get onto in a minute, the goalkeeper. What is Robert Sánchez doing? The ball is literally fired. Don't get me wrong, Eze smashed the ball, he's hit the ball with some power, but you're a goalkeeper, it's your job to save balls, and he's not even at full stretch. He doesn't have to be at full stretch, potentially save that free kick. It still goes past him. And there was another incident as well. I can't remember if it was a corner or a long throw in, but there was a ball put into the box from Crystal Palace. Robert Sánchez comes steaming out for the ball, goes to punch it, misses the ball, punches Mark Gay in the back of the head. Palace should have had a penalty, really, and get away with one. But I've got some stats in front of me here. I'm looking at unforced errors that have led to goals, and I've taken a handful of goalkeepers in the Premier League that, look, Chelsea are looking to be around those Champions League places, so therefore I've gone for the teams that are in and around those areas. So we'll start with Alisson. So in 7 seasons for Liverpool, he's made 11 unforeseen errors that have led to a goal. That was one last season, just one last season. Ederson for Man City, 7 seasons at City, 7 unforced errors that have led to goals. None last season from Ederson. David Raya, so split between 4 seasons, 2 at Arsenal, 2 at Brentford, but 5 in total, 0 last year, so no errors that led to goals from David Raya last season. Emi Martinez at Villa, 6 in 5 seasons, 1 last season. And then you look at Robert Sánchez, and I'm gonna even throw Onana in as well. Onana at Man United made 3 unforced errors that led to goals last year, and Robert Sánchez 5 errors that he personally made that led to a goal. So that's not even looking at like potentially bad decisions that he's made, you know, throwing out, putting his team under pressure, but bad long passes. 5 errors that have led to a goal. That is shocking from a goalkeeper who basically is in a top 4 Premier League team. And Chelsea have got to address this if they want to withstand any chance of a title or a Champions League push. Look, I'm taking cup runs out of it, because look, Chelsea are a massive club. They're huge. They're absolutely huge. You know, I dare say over the last probably 10-15 years, they're one of the most successful clubs, bar Man City, in England. You know, ever since Mourinho came through the door, they've won a hell of a lot of trophies. You know, European honours, domestic honours, the absolute lot. And I said on my predictions in my video last week that I kind of like what Chelsea have got going on at the moment. I think they need some squad improvements. They need to improve at centre half, but in terms of full back, I think they've got 2 good full backs. I think Gusto or Reece James on that right hand side, decent, especially Reece James if you keep him fit. I think Cucurella on the left. I think Chelsea's midfield is just going from strength to strength. Caicedo, Enzo and Cole Palmer in there. I mean, it's probably up there with one of the best midfields in the league. Questionable, but it's definitely up there. And the business that they've done in the last 2 seasons in their front line, so bringing Pedro in from Wolves, they've bought Delap in now, the guy from João Pedro from Brighton. I think he's a quality player, and I couldn't believe that more teams like Man United and Newcastle and all those didn't push harder to get him, because I think he's a quality striker, and if he can manage his temperament, because he's got that like South American flair about him, you know, the spiciness, the aggression that sometimes plays into players' hands. If Chelsea can manage that, they've got one hell of a player there. But their goalkeeper, they've got to get a new goalkeeper if they're going to win anything. And I know they've been looking at the France international. I'm going to try to pronounce his name now, because apparently it's spelled nothing like how he pronounced it. So is it Mike Mignon, I believe, something like that? Tell me in the comments below if I've got that one right or wrong. But they're looking at him. He's the AC Milan goalkeeper, French international for around about £25 million, 30 million euros. And all I can say is, if he's any improvement on Robert Sanchez, then Chelsea have to get this deal done sooner rather than later, because Robert Sanchez, he's one of the worst keepers in the league for me. He's absolutely shocking, and I will challenge. I don't think any other fan of any club apart from Chelsea will argue that he's definitely one of the worst, and I dare say even Chelsea fans will agree with me on this. And look, Chelsea fans, if you don't, let me know in the comments. Tell me I'm talking complete bollocks, but I just don't think you can. I think there is enough proof, there's enough evidence to show that this guy is an absolute calamity of errors just waiting to happen, and the sooner you can replace him, the better. But as I say, I challenge anyone to throw a positive, shall we say, on Robert Sanchez. Let me know in the comments below, Chelsea fans, if you're having him, because I'm definitely not, but ultimately I'm not a Chelsea fan, so I don't really give a fuck. But yeah, let me know in the comments below. Don't forget to give me a thumbs up if you like the video, and hit that subscribe button right now. I'll catch you later.